You are watching the Down to Earth podcast. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to be back. So, today's video, we're going to be talking about engineering and just generally what's next for me. So, to get started, I'll give you an overview of the field of environmental engineering. It's basically a subcategory of civil engineering, and the whole idea of it is just using engineering knowledge like physics, building principles, as well as following like your state and city sanctioned laws to like solve problems in a building. So, like, say I was building like a dam or something, I'd have to use my civil engineering knowledge to determine how I'm supposed to build the dam when the river curves this or that way. So, civil engineering is to solve problems with engineering knowledge, and environmental engineering is, as it sounds, using your knowledge of problem solving to solve problems with the environment. So it's very into like waste management. That's like a very big field in it, and environmental conservation. And what got me interested in it is just like, I think engineering is really cool. I suck at math, but I find it very interesting using your knowledge of so many different subjects and disciplines to make something happen and to problem solve. It's engineering is needed. And I really like the environment. So the fact that I could combine the two and learn how to solve problems with the environment, I feel like I can really make a difference. So that's what really got me interested in it. And there's a lot of jobs that go with it. Like, there's like a technician, there's sales engineers, there's pretty much anything. Like, I could be a land surveyor. Like, there's tons of like oddly specific jobs you could do. Like a technician, that's like the lab assistant basically. And like a sales engineer, you're selling engineering equipment. I think it's pretty awesome. And I think I wouldn't mind being an engineer, technician, because to work in a lab like alongside an official engineer, that's like the next step. So it's kind of like I'm working to then become that. I think it's pretty cool. And what I really want from the major is just, I want to learn, you know, I want to learn a lot, and I want to have a fun experience. I don't want to be thinking to myself, I should have chosen a different major. I'm in too deep or whatever. I want to be able to say that I enjoy my major and it's useful for my career. And I want to have fun. I feel like the people who choose engineering majors, they end up being really cool. So I'll probably make some awesome friends and stuff at university. And it's honestly, environmental engineering wasn't my first major. I actually applied and enrolled as a business major. And I was like, business is really cool. I love entrepreneurship, branding, marketing, things like that. But I feel like a business degree alone doesn't have a lot of practical use. I feel like it's kind of just a step up. It's going to give you a step up in the job market from like a regular job. Like, I feel like if I have a marketing degree or like a management degree, I'd be able to manage like a store or a restaurant. But I feel like that's still a very menial position. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think those are cool positions to a certain lifestyle, but I don't think that's for me. So I feel like, although there's definitely some other paths that I could take with like business management, I don't think that business management alone is gonna get me to where I want to go. So I was like, what can I do? What do I want to do? And I think engineering's awesome. So I was like, you know what? Let me look into engineering. I thought about mechanical because I think creating things is just beautiful. I love I love that you could create anything. Just the whole creative process is so beautiful to me that you could have an idea in your mind and then conceptualize it, make it super specific, and then just make it happen. That's super awesome. And mechanical engineer, that's a lot of like, for me, I wouldn't mind like making a car or something, but you could do anything with mechanical engineering. Freaking, you could build a desk. I don't know. You could build anything with mechanical engineering, but I felt like it's a lot of math. I don't like math. So I was like, what is construction management about? And I thought that sucked. I was like, this is really cool, but you know what? It's not for me. And I was like, damn, environmental engineering's a major? That sounds literally perfect for me. And I was just researching it and I'm like, this is the one. And I'm like, it's not really a recognized major in every school. It's more of a focus of civil engineering. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I want to do that. And so that's my major now. And I'm off to university and whatnot. I feel like for university, my plans is really, I just want to enjoy life. I want to meet new people and have new experiences because life is short. I'm really young, but I feel like although I'm young and I want to enjoy life, I need to have the balance between setting up my career in the long term and also enjoying life while I still have the energy. Because one day I'm going to grow old and I'm going to be like super boring. Hopefully not, but probably I'll be like super boring. I won't ever go out and whatnot. And that's okay because that's what old people do or don't, I suppose. So it's like at my age, I want to enjoy life, but then be set up for my future so that I don't have to regret not taking this or that class or doing this with my life when I had the energy because it's going to be tough. But I totally have big plans. And I still want to get that business degree. I feel like engineering is my main thing. I wouldn't mind working an engineering job and I would love to be an environmental engineer. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not giving up on that business degree. I will happily get both. Who can you say will have two master's degrees? I mean, it sounds awesome. And it kind of just goes into like finding your purpose in life. I feel like for me, I really enjoy making a difference. I'm a big on action. I love to do things. If I'm not doing something, I can't be stagnant. I always got to be like, I think it's called a rolling stone, but that also might be a word for a person that leaves their family. I don't know, but I need to be active. I'm always got to be doing something. And for me, I I get such a strong sense of fulfillment when the thing that I'm doing is actually making a difference. So it's kind of just like putting two and two together for me. And it's like that's how I find what I would want to do in life. It's like I really like the environment. I would love to see the environment be better. I would love to see less overconsumption as like a society, more sustainability efforts, less deforestation, just very broad things. So it's like to make my career, the job I'll be working relate to that and actually make that impact. That fits very well with me because you're always going to have a job and you're always going to have things you do outside of that job. So why not have my job be something I enjoy, you know? And I guess the way I'd like to impact the world, you know, with environmental engineering, but also in general, I would love to see people adopt a different mindset. I feel like consumerism has just taken off in like the last 10 to 20 years, and it's not a new thing. It's been like, I don't know. I think that's maybe it's an American thing, but I feel like the world has just been slowly developing a mindset for years that like more is needed. And now I think with social media, people are always involved in like seeing what the next person is doing, seeing what everyone else has, and everyone just wants more, but we don't need it. But that, you know, a lot of people might even recognize that and still choose to not um, abide by that. And I'm guilty of that too. We all buy things we don't need. We're irrational. I think that's just part of being a human being. But I would love to see that shift. I would like to see the world be a lot healthier, because that's not a good mindset for. It's definitely not going to help out your wallet, but also, I mean, your mentality. I feel like that's a mentality that breeds insecurity. When you're always looking for the next thing, you're never satisfied. You know, whether it's like buying things or this and that. It could range from anything. I feel like people should just be more grateful for what they do have, whether that's something tangible or, metaphysical. Like if you're religious, build that relationship with God or Buddha, whatever freaking religion you practice, just like follow your heart, because anything tangible, like these AirPods, I guess, it's technology, but it doesn't give you anything real. You can't touch the music. It's like it's nice to listen to music and everything, but I feel like you have to have things. You should be able to live without pleasures like that. You should just enjoy life for what it is, and then every now and then bask in like these cool little knickknacks, these cool little treasures. And I want to see the world go green. That's a big thing. I feel like sustainability is not really taken into consideration with any sort of product that's developed. And it makes sense because it's a lot easier when you don't have to. When there's no legislation that says this needs to, you know, not affect the environment in this or that way, or the ability to outsource like labor and things like that. Like if you buy a product and it's shipped from another country, you might not know there might be child labor involved or like a bunch of different things. But just because, you know, nobody's required to keep the environment in mind, I feel like that's why it's like such a huge issue. It's like that's why it happens, but that doesn't make it right because whatever the reason, the environment is still hurting. Every kind of product that's produced has some sort of effect on the environment. And I'm still learning of alternatives because, to be honest, I don't have the answer and I don't have the solution to everything. I don't know how to make every single thing sustainable, but I mean, I'm willing to learn. And it's more than just learning. I want to create that difference because just knowing how is only the first step, you know? Like, I know, like plastic bags, that's a big thing. And I'm pretty sure the alternative to that would be mesh bags because I'm pretty sure they're made out of like certain mesh bags. They could be plant based. That's renewable materials, things like that. But like I said, I don't have the answer for everything, and I don't have the means to change legislation. I don't have the means to change how every product is made, but what I have is an idea, and I want to use this channel to spearhead those ideas and create a movement because maybe one day I will be able to create a company and create products that are 50 or even 100% sustainable, zero effect on the environment. But until that point, I would like to make a difference, because just knowing that there's someone else out there that shares my view, that's enough for me. And, it's about community, just making sure that people believe in this thing, because without a movement, without people who support these ideas, they're meaningless. Then you can't get it off the ground. If I am able to, make sustainable products and things like that, I can't change legislation and all that. Maybe one day I will, but you need a following. That's another thing I would like to do. I would love to create sustainable products, because I feel like a big thing, a big part of the struggle of like shopping sustainably, it's really hard, it's really expensive, and it's hard to know what is actually sustainable, because anything could just have like eco-friendly or green written on it, but you don't know that, and I don't think that you should have to research and write entire essays just to find out the environmental impact of a product you're buying, because you know when sustainable alternatives are brought to you, it's more difficult, because then you don't know what's what, and then you're going to opt for the other option because it's easier. You're going to be like, I like this product, it works for me. And then, you know what are you going to do? you don't you have other things to do in your day. You're not going to be spending all your time researching a product just to figure out its impact. So changing that, I feel like it takes the if I could change that and make products that are actually sustainable, then the consumer who's buying it doesn't have to think about its impact. And just like how you consume anything, you go on like Amazon, you just click whatever you want. Someone could do that without having to worry about its environmental impact. So it's like even people who aren't very conscious about those things, they'll be, reducing their carbon footprint and things like that. So that's really what I want to do with my life. I would love to just go bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, I would love to plant a forest. That'd be cool. That'd take like 20, 30 years for it to grow, but that'd be awesome. Imagine I can name a forest after me. That'd be so cool. Love to make like a nature conservation, just so many things. And that's just, that's my dream. And I feel like everyone else has dreams. I think that if I were if I were speaking to someone else in a similar position or something of the sort, I say just figure out what it is that you want to do and do it, because who's going to stop you? You know, someone might hear my ideas about sustainability and be like, that's cool. Can they see themselves doing it? No, but that's fine. It's what I want to do. And someone else, they might want to create an awesome line of shoes. They might want to be the next Nike. I say go for it. Think big. Think so big that you can't even get any bigger. Like a freaking inflatable balloon. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think huge and figure out how you can make that happen and how it works with your life. Like for me, I have a life outside of this channel. I can't give everything to this movement and everything. But I give it as much effort as I can. And for someone else, they might be able to put more effort into their passion project and whatnot. But just chase your dreams, If you want to go to college, go to college. If this major or that major is going to help you out, go do it. And who cares what other people say? It's your life. And it's not like it's going to benefit anyone, you choosing a different path. It's your life, and you need to do what you want with it. And you know that's where my philosophy of like creating a life for myself, I chose this major, I've chosen my path, and it might change. I don't know, maybe I'll be in university and I'll be like, you know what, this sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. Who knows? It's nothing certain. You can't plan everything. You just gotta go with the flow, but always have in mind what you want. And when that changes, that changes. But yeah, that's just, I suppose, to wrap up. Yeah, engineering is awesome. I'm gonna study engineering, and I want to create change in the world. I want the world to be more sustainable, and I hope that I could use engineering to do that. And I hope that future engineers watching this video, I hope I've swayed you to do environmental engineering or whatever discipline, you'd be interested in. And yeah, just follow your dreams, create a plan, but don't plan too much. Just think about what you want and follow your dreams. So, share this video to anybody that you think would enjoy it. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And remember how awesome this video is, And if you learned something, you are 1% smarter than you were before watching this video. So remember that. Bye bye.